It's 4:30 in the morning on Monday, and you didn't need an alarm clock to wake you up. Why are you up? Why are you here? Why didn't you go back to bed? Well, I turn around and I surround myself with Muhammad Ali, and I turn around and I look at Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, and then Bob Marley, myself. And I look at these men and they're thinkers. And I think about this. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Frederick Douglass has got a creep. And he's got set with somebody because that person can get killed and he can get killed because he's a slave and he has to learn how to read. Why is he at 4 o'clock in the morning? Your name is Oprah Winfrey. And here you are. You're definitely not blonde. You're definitely not slim and trim. And you got a point to make. And some people are looking at you and saying, what can you do? And you didn't go back to sleep. Your name is Maya Angelou. Les Brown. And you're saying, still I rise. So your name now is Rodney Long. And you got a daughter to feed. And you ain't got work and you laid off. And you're turning around and you're staring at a bottle of Hennessy. But you realize that you ain't got time for that right now. You got moves to make. And we keep talking about, I want to lose weight. We keep talking about, I need to go back to school. We keep talking and talking and talking loud and saying nothing and saying no thing. And we keep getting caught up in a bunch of nonsense. But just remember this. You got to stop trying to make sense out of nonsense. That's why they call it nonsense. It's not going to make sense. So stop looking at this world and making excuses. And I'm not saying you shouldn't feel bad about being where you are. But you know what? I know you know some people who have a negative vibe. And every time you look, they're trying to push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. And if you ask them where they're going, they don't know. So you've got to be able to say to yourself in your own language, whether it's from Joel Osteen all the way up to T.D. Jakes, you got to spin around on your bar stool or whatever the situation and say, now, wait a minute. I've been walking with God too long for me to still be this moody and unstable. I got to go through the trimming process. What do you got to trim back? It's called circumcision. Circumcision means to cut back that which is not necessary anymore. You see, Barack Obama was 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was a Harvard student along with his future wife, and they got stuff to do. They can't go back to bed. That's why they where they at. That's why they where they at. Why are they there? Because you're not to be like the common people. You've got stuff to do, papers to write, and people to see. This is your life. It's nobody's life but yours. And for me, here's what Rodney Long had to say. That first, I must crawl, then walk, and then I can run before my life falls prey to the gun. I cannot be always in a hurry, because sometimes speed can get you buried. And as I learn to slowly walk, I learn to do instead of talk. But the one thing I had to learn to do is I have to learn how to take the hits. You see, if we are painstaking means that if you can take the pain of this phase, what phase? The phase that you're in, when your mother's sick, when somebody passes away, when you just feel like you can't take another step. But you take that step, and you don't run by overeating. You don't run by trying to fix it with some money, which is outside of you. You don't run by getting drunk or high or whatever it is that you use to escape. And you face this situation, which is the only way you're going to grow spiritually, mentally, and physically, is to face it and solve your problems. Road less travel, baby. Road less travel. You got to face it. You got to learn how to do it by doing it. These muscles ain't going to get bigger by me sleeping. I got to get up. The gym opens up at 5 o'clock. I'm up. I'm talking. I'm getting busy. So what you going to do? It's your turn. Tomorrow? Come on. Tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow comes, and still you will run. For there is no tomorrow. There is only pain, and there is only sorrow. For those who wait till later, we call procrastinator. You see what I'm saying? This is how it goes. And we all go around talking about him and putting her down, crying about the injustice of school and the work, avoiding the cause, and looking like jerks. So you got to be able to say, hold up. You know where your head is spinning and your stomach's in knots. We grab a hold of one another. No matter the religion or shade of color, no matter if you can spell, no matter if they all say you smell. Why? Because God sent someone to me when I could not walk and I could not see. Confused and alone, I wanted to die, but it sent me people to keep hope alive. They taught me to sing and to care about myself. Taught me to love, Michael Beckwith, and search for good health. So it's time to stop, drop, and roll, baby. When you catch on fire, what does the fireman tell you to do? First, you have to stop. That's your anger. Then you have to drop. And then you have to roll to put the fire out first. So act. Before you are acted upon, think about it.